Hey, welcome back to Turbo Talk. I'm Turbo. I'm getting ready to elaborate on understanding number three. We talked about number one is that if you take anything, you can slice a knife through it, right? And have parts. And in order to make things whole, got to put them back together. But it's not so easy. So we take a third side, and it's our. Oh wow, what was that? So anyway, we took and we had a third side, which is a triad. All right, so now we got the neutral, or the arbitrator, or the guide, or the compass. I don't know what you call it, the arbor. Nonetheless, so we're down to the fact is that, all right, so understanding number three. This is basically the flow of electricity or water or energy, sunshine, the flow, current. It doesn't really matter. It's always going to be some kind of movement or some kind of an action. So, again, one of my examples that I probably like to use, is as far as well, you got to be moving in a direction. So, okay, practice or learning or experimenting. That's what I'm talking about. So it's basically be in motion. Right? Do something, even if it's wrong. And that brings you into the practice. But I want to talk about the simplicity of things first. All right. We must understand that we need to be in motion, and we need to understand that we are the one that gets in the way. What I mean is everything that you ever do is going to be simpler than you make it look. Another one of my sayings. And so I'm going to incorporate that into my understanding number three, and that is to do, to be something. All right, practice. You can certainly practice something and get good at it. Whatever you practice, you're going to be good at it, even if it's wrong. So, practicing is really important. Okay, so, but here's the thing. We must keep learning how to get out of the way. And basically, that's going to be taking yourselves down the road of your practice, or whatever it is that you decide to do or be, or whatever it is that you've got a knife sunk into, and you have your arbitrator. Then whatever that is, you're going to be able to go right into learning, but you've got to get outside of your own understanding, or outside of your own head. Because remember, you slice the knife, it's the arbitrator that's drawing us back. So therefore, yeah, we want to practice, we want to learn, we want to get it right, we want to become professionals, and we can do all of these things. But what I'm trying to say is that doing things backwards, or going in the back ways, or doing it the opposite of what you normally do, or just doing things different. So this is kind of what I'm getting to. If you do the same thing over and over and over again, you should get the same result. And if you think that you're going to get a different result doing the same thing over and over and over, well, then your intellect is probably just a little bit low. But that's, we always got to take who we are and what we are and where we're at and where we're, what we were meant to be. Where we're going is totally up to us. So, back to the understanding number three. Understanding number three is that things need to be in motion. All right, and hopefully you can be moving into a direction of purity or wholesomeness. And you don't have to. You can actually take parts and just be really, really good at those parts. But to really be wholesome, we got to put everything back together. We got to get back to God. Okay? And so, therefore, in motion, you can fail or take a failure route. I mean, so you used to do it this way, you used to do it this way, you do it this way all the time, and all of a sudden, you know, somebody comes up and says, hey, try it this way. Okay, well, if you've tried it already, well, then you can sit there and say, I tried it already. And that led to pure failure. But nonetheless, your first time you take a road that's probably going to lead you to failure, it's going to teach you some things. I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Somebody could comment on that and make sure I'm correct on the Abraham Lincoln thing, but I'm pretty sure it was him. Nonetheless, be a doer, stay in motion, do things awkward or backwards once in a while so that you can broaden your horizons and learn or experiment. Yes. Doesn't necessarily mean that everything that you know. Alright, there we go. I guess this is really where we're going to. Understanding number 3. You don't know anything. So, yeah. Be a learner. Collect things. Learn things. Get better. Keep reaching. But just know that you're only a part. You have to have a light or a source or something to draw you back. And you basically have to go ahead and say, all right, I'll walk on faith a little bit. I don't necessarily have to do it the way I know, because I know that I don't know it all. I only know part. So therefore I can never know. So why not try something new? Why not do it backwards? Alright. That is my Turbo Talk for today, and I really appreciate you watching, and like and subscribe, and yeah, be your best. Goodbye.